Focusing on the lives, experiences, and viewpoints of motherlode women, the show features a rotating cast of 4 women of all ages and from all walks of life. Quick, upbeat, and fast-paced with a variety of topics, this 1-hour show will be aired live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. Tune in, it's Just Between Us.
Good morning and welcome to Just Between Us, a ladies' talk show, and sometimes we have ladies.
Once in a while.
Once in a while we get lucky.
Sometimes.
Well, we've got one, Gail. Gail's with us today.
I've got she is not.
Donna has joined the ranks. So that's the way it is. Anyway, I'm Susie from Volcano. Welcome to Just Between Us.
I am Donna from Sutter Creek.
And I am Gail from Sutter Creek.
And I'm Martha from my own Ann Jackson.
And don't you have to say good morning to somebody?
Hello, Stevie.
Well, look at
Wherever you are.
Boy, I'll tell you, that little hot chili pepper she does it
I have no idea where he is, but I hope he's watching.
Well-
He's a friend of Donna.
Yes.
He's on his way home from Hawaii.
Yes.
He
was there
and
for
the
a week.
plane left him. I keep up with him.
Yes, did you see
I
Boy,
that?
keep
look at
up with
this.
that
Let's
boy.
pick our first 2 topics, girls.
Okay.
Okay, then. Okay.
Okay. Pet peeves.
Martha.
Pet peeve. I'm still thinking about Stevie. They're number 3.
Do you find that your pet peeves change as you get older? Do they really bother you as much now?
Okay, and the second one?
It's summertime.
Uh-huh.
Summertime. Number 2.
Vacation planned already, or is it going to be spontaneous?
Oh, wait till you hear mine.
Well, we're going to take a very spontaneous break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about these 2 topics. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Just Between Us.
Welcome back. First of all, I want to say good morning to Becky DiMercurio, who's watching us this morning, and congratulations to the girls at Alhambra High softball team, because they did a great job, and we're proud of them.
Since you're
Yes.
doing that, can I say
Sí.
congratulations to my granddaughter Karina? She's graduating tonight high school.
Yay!
Wonderful.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Very, very proud of that girl.
And good morning to Kyle and all of our people
Hi,
abroad.
Kyle.
Yes.
Hi, Kyle.
Kyle.
Pet peeves. Do you find that your pet peeves change as you get older? Do they really bother you as much now?
No. I think as you get older, you mellow out.
Oh, yeah. I can
Yeah.
totally vouch for that.
Yeah. I mean, there's certain things
Well,
that
now when
still-
I'm driving,
No, you
Oh,
that one there.
I am like, you remember that movie they showed in Driver's Ed, Goofy behind the wheel? And he's this nice little man. It's the Goofy character. And he gets behind the wheel and he's driving, and all of a sudden he turns into this vicious, wicked, he's got
Raging
fangs. and he's
madman.
like, that's me.
But wait a minute, don't you think that I still have some of the same pet peeves? Like separating the garbage? They don't...
You're just plain old psycho woman. I tell you.
oh my
We
God,
know-
there's somebody like me.
Oh no!
I mean,
she
they
tried-
still- it still
rinse that
bothers-
out before it goes into the recycle bin.
Yes,
Do
yes,
this.
yes,
She can
yes.
she can see
yes.
a spot like a piece of lint a friggin' mile away, and she goes, "What is that over
But
there?"
is that a pet peeve, or is that something that is
It's a pet
It's a
peeve
pet peeve
when
to her.
when they don't...
when they don't do it?
When
They don't...
It's one of your
yeah.
pet peeves that when
Yes.
people
Like
don't.
everybody's
And
supposed
it
to be
hasn't
like that.
changed over
Yeah.
the years. I just guess I'm a little bit more tolerant of it, but I try and not to,
Yeah, I think as we get older, though, we understand that there are certain things that we're not going to change.
Right, sure.
So you kind of tolerate and go with the
Yeah.
flow. But I think the older you get, your pet peeves things, it's just like it's kind of out the door. I do get angry at people who, I mean, it's just, this is one of mine that really makes me angry. I get mad at people that get in line, and if they're, now, very few people use checks today, but instead of having their
Oh my God,
debit
that
card
pisses me
ready,
off.
or whatever, and then
It angers me too.
and
I
then
know
they've
what
got
you're
to
gonna
take the
say.
slip after and go through it and check. It's like, move your butt, get out of the way.
All you have to
If
do
you-
is have it filled out and ready before you get, I mean,
Yes.
as they're
Yeah, but-
checking the groceries, just have it start doing it.
But
Yeah.
people don't prepare for stuff like that. Some people do, some people don't. You do, other people don't. Men are far more intolerant of having to wait in line.
Oh, I can attest to that with John. You know,
Yeah.
he's just, and then when he gets up there, you know, he'll swipe his card and whatever, and I'm boosting him and saying, okay, now it's your turn. Hurry up. Get up.
But I figure it's only like, what, an extra minute? I mean, what am I going to do with that extra minute?
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
Probably
So-
harass people in line.
Don't you
He
tell
talks
that
to
story.
everyone.
Yes.
Oh, we can't because we can't say his name.
That's right.
There you go.
Oh,
you go.
too funny.
But like I say, I think that we mellow out, and certain things don't bother us as much as
I
as
agree
they
with
used
that.
to. You know, and there's certain things that are just not important anymore. You know, getting up in the morning and having a blood pressure and a heart rate. Hey, day's good. You know, I'm ready to rock on right now. But now, letting people get to you and like that, nah, there's certain things you're not going to change.
Well, you've never
Yeah.
driven with my daughter.
You're one of those.
Oh, yeah. It's bad.
Well, you're
Like,
used to a
why?
big, you know why? Because you're used to big city driving. Am I right? 'Cause
Oh,
when,
yeah.
when you get here,
She's been that way
Washington,
since she
D.C.
started driving.
Yeah, it's been
Really?
it's been like that since I started driving. But yes, actually in Washington, D.C., it's just a mess.
how do you drive
People make
back
their
there?
own lanes and they cut you off and they're honking.
She's
and-
incredible.
I was never a horn honker until I got to D.C.
That's
And
just
people were
like
honking at me and I'm like
that's
honking
just
back.
like
And now I
Tijuana.
find myself doing it here.
Very
I'm like,
Really?
oh yeah.
Mexico City's
Somebody's,
worse.
Yes.
you know, speed limit's 35 here
You go by and
and I want to go
give them the
45.
salute and say, oh, sorry, Senator.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm going to write my congressman about you.
Did you see that, Donna Lyons?
Yeah, there
She
you
said they
go.
got one very heavy foot.
Well, Martha
But
used to
she's a
have
driver.
one, but that's changed, hasn't it, my dear?
Which one was
Too
that?
many tickets?
Martha had a heavy foot, and then she changed her
Oh,
tune.
I had a ticket. I was late for the show one morning, but I let everybody know his name.
Yeah.
And, he said, "I'm gonna make you famous today. I'm going to a show." And I have
So
to
we said
tell
good
him,
morning to him. He's a
And I-
highway patrol officer.
and
We
I
said good
said-
morning to him. And
and I'm sorry that I'm late, but I was trying to come early and
Detained by officer
and
so-and-so.
Officer,
caught me.
yes.
And you know, it's all about getting caught.
Yeah.
Because all of us speed at one time or another.
Of course.
It's just that sometimes it's your turn to get caught and you just have to accept it, you know? Like I have to pay my dues now.
And there
So
you go.
I did $350.
We're gonna move on,
Oh, yeah.
girlfriends. We're gonna move on. The next one, summertime, right?
Summertime. Vacation planned already, or is it going to be spontaneous?
What
Oh,
vacation?
She wants to talk about this one. She
Yeah.
Go, girl.
Yeah. Every year for my birthday, I have to be up by a lake, camping, you know, waking up early in the morning. I have to see the lake. I have to see the sun coming up with all the pines and just all by myself up at the top of this
She goes by
hill.
herself.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's great.
This year I'm not. This year all my girlfriends want to join me because
Oh, how
I keep
fun.
telling them. I keep telling them
Wonderful.
about it, and they said, "Oh, let's get together because we do something every year." You
How
know,
fun.
we have there's three of us that. There's about 15 of us, and then 3 of us have birthdays in the
Same time.
at around the same time. So we're going to go camping.
Good for you.
That's going to be
Fun.
fun.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a lot of
Yes.
fun. Missy, you're gonna fly back to Washington again
September.
in September?
Well, no, September's Hawaii, and we're getting married
I know. I'm so excited for you.
by
Congrats.
ourselves. And I know the kids are kind of,
She
you
won't
know,
let me
people are
do
upset
that.
about it. But
No, you
there's
know
too
what?
many family members on both coasts.
Right.
We're scattered all over the United States.
And
It
he's
just wouldn't
flying
be-
in from Afghanistan, right?
Yes.
So-
It will be for his R&R, and then yeah.
Isn't
So
that
we're not sure if
exciting?
we're going to do it on Maui or Kauai yet. I've just started researching everything. I've been there many times, but I'm not sure, you know, where to
Why
stay. 'cause
Maui?
I have not been to Maui. That's the only one I haven't been to. I've been to every island but Maui, and so we thought we'd try it. I heard it's great. Mom's been there a couple times.
Have you?
Yeah. I like
You know.
Maui because it's kind of halfway between Oahu, which is very commercial, and Kauai, which is not
Traditional
commercial
Hawaiian,
at all.
which is
Much more
beautiful.
tradi- And it's kind of halfway in between, so
Oh,
you can
how
get both.
nice.
Yeah, and then there's
Good
that
for you.
wonderful drive down to Hana Bay, and Charles Lindbergh is buried there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, way out at the end of the
Oh,
Hana
how-
Bay.
And I heard it's
Beautiful.
quite a hike to get to wherever he's buried. But
Yes,
it's
it
kind
is.
of cool to see it.
Yeah,
How
but it's a long
nice.
drive. It's like got 280 hairpin
As if
turns
you're going to
get
be
there.
hiking on your honeymoon.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Well, we'll do 2 weeks. We'll do Kauai and Hawaii. We'll do a week in each. And I'm actually looking at condo rentals instead of hotels this time, which is really cool. I'm actually finding some neat stuff.
Good.
Because we're like Marriott people. We like to lounge and be served.
Well,
I thought,
you
what
should.
better way to like, they have these houses too for rent in the middle of the islands, and they're just so cool. There's just jungle all over. I thought that would be nice, but Kyle wants to be on the beach, so those are out. Even though they're really cool.
You gotta have somebody catering to you.
Yeah, it's your
You know,
honeymoon.
because it's
Well, so this is what I decided: a condo for 1 week on one of the islands, and then a hotel
And then
on
a
the
hotel.
other. Yeah, so we
Yes.
get a little of both.
Why not Death Valley?
Oh yeah, she went on a honeymoon in Death Valley.
I didn't. I only spent
No
one night
wonder the
there.
marriage didn't last.
Only one night. We were just going through.
oh wow.
Actually, it was in March, and it was lovely. The hills were abloom with flowers. It was incredible. I never thought I would see anything growing in Death Valley, but it was lovely. I actually have
Really?
pictures.
Really?
Yeah, that's probably the only good thing that came out of that
Last
relationship.
hurrah! Yeah, Death Valley, last hurrah.
Well, look what you got.
No, she came from.
Oh, somebody
That
else.
was second. I'm on number
Second marriage.
3. You know, I
following
believe
in
in.
Mama's
Unlike
footsteps.
Elizabeth Taylor, I believe in serial monogamy.
That a girl. Well, speaking of marriages and stuff, yesterday was my first anniversary.
Oh,
and-
congratulations.
And my hubby's birthday, and so,
Oh, congratulations, John. Too.
yes, and happy birthday
Happy
again.
birthday, John.
Happy birthday,
Yeah,
John.
next year's
Happy
the
birthday, John.
big one for him. He's hitting a big milestone, so,
What's the big one?
the big 7-0.
Oh,
Yeah, he doesn't look it. He looks a
know.
lot
He
younger.
doesn't.
No.
I wouldn't think he's
No,
70.
no, not
by
at
any
all.
means.
Not at all. And I'm right behind him, so I'm.
So what about you for vacation?
My vacation is usually spent, like I said, running, watching kids, grandkids play, there we go. And so for me, and I'm doing a lot of stuff around the house and doing things, so it's kind of hard to get away, especially when you have 2 dogs,
Oh yeah, they tie you down.
and they tie us down. So for me, my vacation, like I say, I live
honey,
up in a.
nothing ties me down.
You're not seeing what she wants.
I'm ready to go.
Well, wait a minute. What about those little fuzzy cuffs that you have? Huh?
You hear that too, Steve?
There you go. So for me, living up where I live and living in a log cabin, it's like vacation all the time. But there's times where I think, we got to go do something. So, So, Gail, what about you, dear?
Same as you. I
Yeah.
have
Well,
nothing
you-
planned. If I go anyplace, it'd probably just be a
Spontaneous.
weekend. Yeah. And I just came back from New York with some friends, and that
Oh,
was very
wonderful.
Saw 3 plays.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Which one did you see?
We saw Book of Mormon,
Oh, that's supposed to be
Motown,
fabulous.
and
Motown.
the Jersey Boys. Motown was my favorite. It was excellent. The costuming was
I
incredible.
bet.
It harkened back to the costumes that they wore then. I mean, the dresses were just
I bet it was
unbelievable.
fantastic.
It was
We got to
fabulous.
pick 2 new topics, girls. Let's go for it. One free for all
One free for all and cooking.
and cooking. Okay.
Oh, that's my kind of topic. Number 3.
Do you stress when you have to cook for a party or company?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, please, with Martha.
And?
And our free-for-all, we're not going
Yeah.
to tell you what it is until we come back. So grab a cup of coffee, put your feet up, grab the mister, even if it's a cable guy, grab him and have him come sit by you. And we'll be right back.
Just Between Us, a spontaneous, intuitive live television show with topics that are intended to inspire, delight, educate, and encourage.
Welcome back to Just Between Us, and thank you, Alan. If it's not for Alan, sometimes we're yapping away and we forget what we're doing. So thank you, Alan, dear.
Thank you, Alan.
Okay.
Okay, cooking. Do you stress when you have to cook for a party or company, Martha?
Everybody should learn that if they don't enjoy cooking, get out of the kitchen.
Yeah, true.
Because getting in the kitchen is about creating something beautiful, something that someone's going to go, oh, this is so good. This when I'm cooking, my idea is like I want to just make it taste so good. I want people to be happy. That's my goal in life, to make people happy when I cook.
I say get them
So-
crocked before. and then they
Is
don't.
that for your cooking?
Oh, yeah.
But there's a lot of
Little
people,
wine.
don't, just take them out to dinner somewhere. If you don't enjoy cooking, that's why we have restaurants,
You bet.
It's like,
Like Jose's.
I have coupons on restaurant.com that you can buy. They were $25 in my restaurant, and you only pay $10 on the website, restaurant.com. So, that's a really good deal.
Absolutely.
People should know that. We need to get
Oh,
that.
yeah, I do. I try to put it on Facebook all the time.
That's great.
But-
Now, you're kind of between a rock and a hard spot because you really don't have your home set up until you get married and you decide to settle down, and then it will probably be in Washington.
Well, we did until he deployed, and then
Right.
everything goes into storage. And of course, then I moved in with her, and
She
Um,
cooks all the time.
yeah,
Donna's
I
an
love
excellent
to
cook.
cook.
Good
Love
for you.
to cook. I
Good.
love it.
That's
I'm not
great.
a good baker. I don't like the
Me neither.
cupcakes and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's just not for me. But I love to cook.
Her
And I
shepherd's
and I
pie
cook way
is
too
to die
much.
for.
Kyle's
Good for
always saying,
you.
"Why do you
How
cook
do you stay so
much?"
thin? How do you guys stay
Oh,
so thin
please,
if you cook so?
thin.
No, you are.
You are
Don't we
hilarious.
wish?
No,
It's an
look
optical
at you, you're
illusion.
thin. No, she's
Optical
thin.
illusion.
But I cook differently. I cook by sight and kind of like by taste. She
Right.
cooks, everything has to be like flour
If
and
it
something
calls for-
scraped off the top.
It calls for
has to
1
be
teaspoon.
exact.
There's not 1 grain more than 1 teaspoon of salt.
It's exactly as the recipe says. I said, I can't cook that way.
Yeah,
I just can't.
Well, I think once you try a dish, you go by the recipe, and then after you think, I'm going to throw this in, that's what I do. But I'm not a versatile cook. I have things that I enjoy and that I do, and I do pretty good.
But does it stress you out when you do
No,
have to?
no, not at all.
Cook
The
for
only
friends?
thing, and it's kind of a pet peeve, stress thing for me, is that when I'm in the kitchen doing things, I've had, like when we've had company or people's coming up for a couple days or whatever, they stand right beside you when you're cooking.
Yeah,
And
I
that drives
bet.
me, see, me too. It drives me nuts. It's like, I take a knife and, oh, excuse me, I didn't know you needed that. No, next time, stand back.
Sorry
a
about
little.
your finger.
Yeah, really. But see, I'm like that. I don't like people crowding me in the kitchen. And especially, we have a friend that, she doesn't cook that often and eats out all the time and stuff, and she just, well, she's a busy woman, she works and whatever. But she's right on top of you. And what do you add, this and that? I gave her a recipe one time. She forgot 4 ingredients, and it tastes like caca. And so she said to me, well, it doesn't taste like yours. I said, well, did you do A, B, C, D? Did you add this? No, I didn't have it. I said, you know what? Get in the car and go out to dinner. You got a lot of restaurants down in the Bay Area.
Go make reservations.
Stick to going
reservations.
out. But I can see where some people would get stressed. Because they want it to be nice, especially if it's for, a special group of people or, in-laws or whatever.
You know why it's hard? Because they don't do it that often. When you do it often, you have no problem.
Right, right.
Because you go, oh my God, oh my God. It's just when you go
But don't you find
when
one of
you
these?
know what you're
I was just
doing,
going to say,
just
don't you
plan
find
it.
that you can go like the week before, get all the dry ingredients or whatever, you don't have to refrigerate, and then you can turn around and the day or two before get the stuff. So when you get ready
It's all there.
yes. Another thing that I have to do, I have to start cooking in a clean kitchen. I mean, it has to be a clean kitchen.
Oh my God, that's one of my pet peeves too. Do you have that pet peeve?
Yeah.
Every pot that I use, it has to be washed immediately
Yeah, well,
after I cook.
yeah.
While I'm cooking, I have to just clean my dishes.
I mean, my
that I
kitchen
can
looks
serve
As
like
you're
it.
going along.
As I'm
Yeah,
going
that
along.
but I have
Yeah.
to start out with a clean kitchen. I want that. I want everything clean, and then I take out the measuring stuff and this and that and get everything there. Then I'm okay.
She used to have to cook for big parties. I mean, when we'd have, my father was an executive, and so they'd have clients over and stuff instead of, a lot of times they'd go to really nice restaurants, but then they'd have dinner parties. And did you ever get stressed out when you had to do those big parties?
No, I think the most people I had was 40 for dinner.
That's a
And it
big
was-
crowd.
That's a big
Well,
party.
I know, but I tried to make something that was easy. I made lasagna, so I cooked all the sauces. So it was easy to
Right.
serve, and garlic bread and
Right.
It was all
salad
made
and
by
stuff like
scratch,
that.
I mean, in
But I
simplicity.
actually hired Donna helped, and I hired 2 of the other neighborhood girls, and they helped like serving the food because otherwise I can't
See, I
visit
think
with
that's
them.
great.
Because I can't visit with the guests.
Right. And haven't you found, though, that entertaining today, though, is casual, especially California?
Much more so. yes.
Everything's just so
Not
casual.
like it was back when we were doing those parties.
No,
Yeah,
in
I
those
agree.
days, it was heels and a dress, and you greeted people at the door and the
Oh
whole
my
thing.
God.
Today, it's more buffet. You know, now one thing that when I do entertain, when people say, "Well, let's potluck, let me do this and that." See, I don't like that. I'm the type, I like to do it all. You know, okay, if you want to bring
You
dessert,
never know what they're bringing, too.
yeah,
Could be like a,
yeah, and like I can tell my neighbors, all right, you do this, you do that, but bring dessert or whatever, or hors d'oeuvre, but I'm doing the rest. We got to move on, and we're going to go to our first free-for-all, and we're going to discuss the IRS situation with all of the money that they spent for the video. I mean, we're going back to the GSA thing again, aren't we? We're going back to all this money, and I'm looking at it this way, okay? Everybody deserves a little fun and games, and I totally understand that, but the goodie bags and stuff, they're squirting fish and this and that. But you people are adults. What the hell's the matter with you? Do you know how many wheelchairs and special therapy we could get for our veterans? How many homeless people are out there that are veterans that we can help?
oh, I agree.
I mean, that money can be used elsewhere, even for people that, police officers that have that lost their lives and their children and stuff. I know they're not supposed to use it for that, but I'm sorry. Your company, your company, your company, my company, we didn't get wined and dined like that. It just was not heard of. And in the millions, $3,500 for a blasted suite. I mean, I'd like to learn how to line dance, but not on the taxpayers' money.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's disgusting.
Just, you know, a couple of things. One, I've worked in private industry and I've worked for the federal government. And private industry does spend more money for training and things like that. And that was probably what it was intended to be, some sort of training thing.
Touchy-feely thing.
Well, more camaraderie. Let's get together, and when we're doing that, we're all working together, we're all doing, and that's the thrust that a lot of it is. But of course, a lot of it, we misspend a lot of money in the government. The federal government could do things. I have often said that the federal government would go bankrupt if it was a private industry.
$30 million
We'd go
is a
bankrupt.
lot of money.
Yes.
Martha?
If you notice, I'm keeping my mouth shut because
You're like
know,
me. I don't like
just
government
know-
waste.
I have seen so much waste in my lifetime trying to understand, and I don't want to mention any names of the big companies that I know that they've been on TV, know. And it's like, unless the media approaches them and puts them on the spot, nobody will do anything about it.
No.
Nobody.
No.
Nobody. So it's like, it doesn't matter what we say.
And it's gone on for years.
It doesn't matter what we say
Yeah.
because they like a lobbyist. They gonna
Well, money talks.
get you to do something. And
Isn't that what they say?
and
Money
they'll-
talks?
And they'll give you prompts to do,
Yeah.
like, a nice suite and a nice, little bag with a whole bunch of goodies.
Well, and how many times have you heard somebody say, well, I don't care what it costs, the company's paying for it?
Exactly.
Or the
Oh,
government's
constantly.
paying for it. I used to travel
Constantly.
every other weekend to Las Vegas for a whole year, working for the FDIC, and I always told the travel agency, give me the cheapest rental car you have, and I would stay at the same place because I got the government rate. But not everybody cares. They think
Right.
it's not my money, so I don't care.
Well, the thing is, and I agree, and I wholeheartedly agree with what you're saying. And my thing is that you don't need a $3,500 presidential suite a night.
Absolutely.
You can take that whole group, if that's what your intention was, to do the touchy-feely thing, and you could have rented regular rooms and for $150 a night. And
I personally complained to this one. I was on the board of directors, and you know which one.
Yeah.
And I did complain because we went to a meeting, and I had this big, huge suite by myself, by the ocean. Like, why do I need this? We're just having a meeting, and we're just trying to accomplish something.
you're not even in the room except to sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
see, for
So-
me, I agree.
When we had our meeting, I did kind of told them, I didn't feel very comfortable spending other people's money
Yeah.
on something that all the people could be using, for a benefit for themselves.
Well, I mean, it's like they did one event that cost $50,000, and like one of the Democratic senators said yesterday, in my district, there are people that don't even make $50,000 a year.
Oh, God.
Where do you get off saying things like that? And what I like about the committee is that it's on both sides of the aisle, and they both feel the same way. This is not necessary. This is something that,
This is something that a lot of people don't know, Susie.
yeah, and it's
This
been,
is a lot
and
of
I'm not
things
just
that
talking about
people
now.
don't know.
This has been going on for years, and we know that. But it
A
has
regular
got to
people
stop.
out on the streets, they don't know what goes
Yeah.
behind
Well,
closed
It needs
doors.
to stop. Okay, we've got two
But-
more. We've got another free-for-all,
And
and then
who's
we've
going to
got...
stop them?
The weather.
Well, the American people.
Gonna roll that dice.
Oh.
Roll that dice, Mama.
I'm still over here. Number 5.
Are you comfortable driving in the rain or snow weather conditions?
What a question is that? And,
Well,
Yeah.
I'll
and
take
the
another
second
one.
question?
And that
Was
was,
there a second?
that's it.
That's it.
It's about the weather.
Okay.
And are you comfortable driving in the snow or rainy conditions or
No,
whatever?
I thought we had 2 topics.
No, the other one is the free-for-all.
Oh.
Okay, we're going to be
that's
talking
right.
about, we're going to take a short break while I have a drink and calm myself down. We'll be right back.
Just Between Us, a spontaneous, intuitive live television show with topics that are intended to inspire, delight, educate, and encourage.
Welcome back. I'm Susie from Volcano.
Hi, I'm Donna from Sutter Creek and from the show Armed Forces Weekly, so please watch us
Absolutely.
on Tuesdays
And watch it.
At
It's a
12
good show.
o'clock.
at 12 o'clock.
And I'm Gail from Sutter Creek.
And I'm Martha from my own in Jackson.
There you go. And after you're done watching Armed Forces Weekly, go to Jose's.
That's right.
That's right.
Gail?
For lunch.
Gail and I are out of the loop here. Anyway, we're gonna start in on our first topic.
This topic is weather. Are you comfortable driving in the rain or snow weather conditions?
I had to learn to drive in the snow up here because I'm, flatlander as they called us.
Yeah.
And I was not used to it, but I learned. I learned to. I know a lot of people won't drive in the fog and the rain or whatever, but I think that it's just something that you have to acquire and teach
Kyle
yourself.
and I were traveling from Washington, D.C., he was at the Pentagon at that time, to Fort Hood, Texas. And we were moving. We were going to be there 6 months before he deployed that last time.
Wow.
And when we were driving, we went through Florida around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and he swears it rains every day at 4 o'clock, and sure enough, it did. We
Wow.
were driving through a storm. I could not see in front of me. It's like slamming on the windows. I
Wow.
can't see anything. The windshield wipers are going 100 miles an hour. I'm like freaking out. He's going, whatever you do, don't stop because you'll get hit from the back end. He was like really angry with me, and I was mad at him because I'd never driven in anything like that before. Weather
scary.
conditions. It's totally
It's
scary.
like a hurricane, right?
It was horrible. The wind was blowing. You couldn't even see in front of you. It's literally like looking at a wall.
Very
right
scary.
here.
It's very scary.
Wow.
One time I was going home because I go home late at night after work, and I stopped by the gas station and I waited at least 30 minutes until kind of slowed down. It didn't stop, but it didn't rain so hard where you can't even see when the wipers are going like
Yeah.
this. And there was thundering and lightning, and it was like, oh!
Yeah, it's scary.
I learned you don't step on your brakes on black ice. I didn't know
No.
what black ice was.
Yes.
We were in Colorado. We
Yes.
were going skiing.
I remember
Oh,
that.
And it
my
was
gosh.
very
We were little
frightening.
kids.
Lost control, and I
yeah.
I didn't know, to steer.
I think
into-
we all
your
do
nat-
that. I
your
think we
natural
all do
reaction
that.
is to slam on the
Yeah.
brakes. Let me stop this
When
thing.
you're young and you don't know about it. When I was younger, I was younger, and I was taking the kids to Slide Park, okay, to go to the snow, and there was big, huge truck behind me, okay, and I'm just trying to, I kind of stepped on the gas a little bit more to kind of go a little bit faster because this guy was like right behind me. And when I stepped on the gas a little bit more, my car just went like
Yeah,
this.
because
Yeah.
One of my
I
kids
remember
goes,
spinning.
one
Yeah.
of my kids goes like, when we stop, I stopped right by, by the hill where we were going to go down probably, if I had not
Yeah.
stopped. Anyway, one of my kids goes, yes, my mommy really knows how to drive. Let's do it again.
You're like,
and I'm like, oh,
No, thanks.
I don't think
you
so.
know, that was so scary.
Yeah,
That is so scary. So I hardly ever drive in the snow anymore.
yeah.
You know,
It's,
I just do.
where I am in the winter, we have a lot of black ice and snow, and this year it wasn't too bad. I don't think I only missed one time because it was coming down pretty good. But the black ice,
It's so dangerous.
it's terrible. I mean, it can really make you pucker up and more.
Yeah, I
more
had
than,
one
you
of
know.
my daughter's best friends got killed right
Oh,
here
gosh.
in Pine Grove. As you pass Sierra House, you know, and
Yeah.
you go down,
Yeah.
yeah, on those curves right there.
Yeah.
He was on a motorcycle, and he just got,
That was what 2 years ago.
yes, two
Yeah,
or 3
I
years
remember.
ago.
I remember
yeah.
that. Yeah, it's very, very dangerous. So, you know, you really got to watch. Ready to move on?
Yes.
Okay, let's move on. You wanted to talk about the workplace etiquette
Oh,
and
yes.
if you have a bully or, you know, anything in the workplace. And,
Being considerate,
And Miss
yeah.
Gail, you're still plucking along there, right?
Yeah, well, I'm actually working from home most of the time right now.
Oh, well, that's
working on my computer. It's
Okay, so
That's
the only
nice.
But
person.
when I was, yeah, so the only person I have to be nice to is me. Because I do it all.
There you go. There you go. Now, you owning a business, you see both sides of the. You have to be an owner. You have to be the boss. But then on the other
Nowadays,
hand,
you know, nowadays you have to be so careful with everything that you say, because lawsuits are like
Yes.
bang, bang, bang.
well,
bang,
we've
That's
you know,
we've
everywhere.
gotten too PC.
So
That's
you
the problem.
just have to learn to be more understanding and be more polite to people, and try to, you know, understand that not everybody is as smart as other people. You know, there's some people that get it just like that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and there's other people that take a little bit longer, you know, to learn
Sure.
something.
Sure.
That instead of, you know, taking three trips to a table to do everything together, just learn to put it all together and get it done in one
Right.
trip. But it's just, you know, when you hire somebody new and you tell them how to do it, but they don't get it, and you see them doing it over and over again, you just go like,
What would you do if you had tension between two employees that didn't get along or weren't?
oh,
nice to
I
one
tell you
another?
what I done. Yeah, I take them to my office, I sit them down, and I said, you know, one of the three of us is going to have to go. But I know it's not going to be me. So either you fix the problem
Excellent.
or somebody has to go, because I am not going to play this game. So please, what's the problem? And I want to hear
Let's work on
both
it,
sides.
That
And
makes us important.
and if we can't fix the problem, then somebody has to go.
Yeah.
It's not going to be me. So let's work with it and let's figure it out.
Yeah. See, I think it's very important. When you think about it, you spend more time with your coworkers than you do with your family, and I think it's extremely important to have that camaraderie. And even if you don't like the person, have respect for the position that they
Yes.
have. I mean, it's the same thing like in Washington. You may not like the person in charge, but you respect the office that they
Right.
hold. And that's always been my contention. You have to have a certain amount of respect if you want to get respect. And I've been in a
You
situation.
know, don't take me wrong. I have made mistakes.
We all
where,
have.
Where I have lost a little bit of my control, because I always believe that the one that loses control is the one that loses.
That's
you
exactly
know?
it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I always try to stay in control, because if you don't take control, then, you know, everybody's going to run all over you.
Yeah, and it's
So-
easy to do, correct?
Yes.
It's easy to do, and you've worked like I have, like in a big office with a
Yes.
lot of people, and sometimes, let's face it, you get more than two women together, you got a hen party. Y'all got problems, because there's always
Yeah.
one that's going to say something about the other. So I think, I
I
think
love
yeah, really, I think
Because I
that
know
the-
how to handle it.
the bad thing is that we've gotten so PC that we can't. I worked in an environment that we hugged each other at the holiday time and birthdays and did this and that, and it was just so comfortable. And as time progressed, and all of this came out, it was like, wow, you know, it's like working with your arm, you know, your hands
Yes.
cuffed, and it just makes things more difficult. I like the casual atmosphere with, you know who the supervisor is, and there's respect for that person, but that person, and I've been in the position, you've got to come down and you've got to show them that you're human too, and that you've made mistakes, and that you're all going to work together, and you're going to rectify if there's anything. I worked with 4 other women, and I was in charge when I was a branch manager, and I never had any problems because it all meshed. It was wonderful. But boy, I saw other situations where, I mean, there was just daggers and, always
It all depends
tattletale and
on the
everything.
person that is in control. If the person that is in control doesn't take control of, I don't care
Well, then you've
how many
lost,
people
you
you
lost
have.
everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter
Yeah.
how many people you have. If the person that is in charge is not in control, to me,
It's like being a
Things aren't
mother.
gonna work.
You can be a friend to your daughter, but in the long run and at the end of the day, you're still mommy.
Did you hear that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I also think it's about respecting workspace, too.
Yes.
Looking around, what can you do to help somebody else that,
doing your job
clean up
to
after
make
yourself?
it easy for
You know,
the next
seriously.
person, so they
Put
don't
stuff
have
away.
to do
Right.
the job that you didn't do, that was your
Right.
job, and this is the way I am, and my voice is very demanding, so when my employees recognize my voice when I'm upset.
Yeah.
They do. So trust me, they don't want to piss me off.
Well, not only that, you could tell by a person's voice, but, when you have one, I remember when I was working in San Francisco, I remember that we had a girl there, and whatever was on the advertisements, if you take this pill, you're going to have she had the disease of the week, we used to call it. And one time she said, I had it up to here, and I wasn't her supervisor, but she went on and on. Well, she had this far-fetched thing. I don't know if knowing her, she'd have a prostate problem. That's the type of person she was. She had everything that everybody had. So she said, I think I'm dying, blah, blah, blah. And I just turned to her and I said, can I have your stapler? Because I really like that. And she just looked at me like, huh? And I said, well, if you go, can I have your stapler? And she started to laugh, and after that, she was kind of cool about the whole thing. And I said, you know what, you're more healthier than all of us. But, you get to that point where you don't want to overload your butt, but it's like, you know what, that stapler matches the rest of my stuff. I'm going to ask for it. So just in case you do croak, I want your stapler.
Yeah.
I said, put my name under the bottom of it. And, humor, I think, is the most important thing when you're working with people. Respect, but do it with humor. And I think that when you get that camaraderie, we had girls that liked certain soap operas. So in the lunchroom, they would go upstairs and watch a soap opera, and their lunch, like it was just almost 10 more minutes for the soap opera, and I said, stay up there, watch it. Just you enjoy it, stay there and watch it, and don't worry about it. Anyway, we're going to take a short break and come back and hit you with our hot topic.
Just between us, a spontaneous.
Well, gang, we're ready for our hot topic, so you ready?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Hit us up, girl.
Oh, God.
Okay, let's
Oh,
get
God.
ready to rock and roll on this one. What do you think of the controversy involving the JCPenney's Hitler tea kettle?
Stupid.
Stupid.
I think it's people digging for things. It's like when you write a book or an article, people, they call them like gutter people. They come out of the gutter and they start finding little things. Oh, you said that incorrectly. That's written incorrectly.
Well, what if-
it's that kind of thing. And I think what they're doing is people are just looking, one person probably thought, oh my God, it looks like Hitler. And then
Yeah.
everybody else jumped on the
Well,
bandwagon.
it's just like
Because I don't think it does.
You take 2 scrambled eggs and somebody
Now that I
says
look
it
at
looks like the Last Supper. I say, shut up and hand me the toast. I'm hungry. I mean, come on. Yeah, there's people
Yeah.
that they see the this and that and whatever. When you look at it, and you stare until I saw it and somebody said, doesn't that kind of look like Hitler? Just because of that little thing in the front. But other than that.
But thank God for dumb people like
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
We get to laugh at 'em.
Then we would not have
Martha,
dumb people in the
That
world,
is one of the best lines you have ever said. Thank God for dumb people.
We would not, we wouldn't be
Hey,
as
give us
smart.
something to talk about.
I always say, well, if everybody was smart like me, then I wouldn't be smart.
I want to see the Mussolini being full-blood Italian. I want to see a Mussolini tea kettle. It's probably big and round.
Yeah.
And just because you don't think it looks like Hitler, I mean, that doesn't mean you approve of anything he
course
did.
not. Of
But I
course
mean,
not.
I think Donna's right. I think it was
It's-
very reaching. I mean,
I think
I don't
it's-
know
Oh, it's
what kind of.
ridiculous if you
Yeah.
really see it. And I don't know if
Yeah.
anybody has seen it online. You can probably Google it at the.
I mean, like I
Somewhere,
said, we
but
got
it's-
Mussolini, then pretty soon you'll have Fidel Castro glasses or something, and dishware of Saddam Hussein or whatever.
What's her face from the housewife? Not the housewives. What's the other one that you always make fun of?
Big Ange.
Big Ange. We need a Big Ange teapot.
Oh, it'd be big lips.
Yeah, just big old lips.
Yeah, the water could come right out of it.
I got to tell you,
You might have something here.
Donna and I.
I've got another idea.
There you go. It's ready
Yeah.
to go. Donna and I we are the biggest supporters of Big Ange.
You can't not like her. You just,
Oh.
I mean, it's
And
hilarious.
she's gentle. She's as gentle as a lamb.
Yeah.
Now,
But
what's
scary
What's
looking.
amazing is her uncle. You know, when they tell you what gangster they're related to?
Yes.
All right, hers was whatever, Lombardi. That's my maiden name. So I got it in with Big Ange more than you think.
Wasn't there a famous football player or coach?
Vince
Vince
Lombardi.
Lombardi.
Actually,
coach.
my grandfather's name was Vince Lombardi.
Really?
Yeah, different one.
Different
my
Vince.
grandfather spoke Italian
So
only.
my aunt was related to the Castellanos.
Ah,
Polly Castellano.
Was her
You hear
uncle.
that, people?
yes.
I am
No,
not
that's-
lying to you. This is the honest to God's truth. My grandfather died about 27 years ago. 28 years ago. Anyway, he was the person that I admire my whole life because he taught me so much in
Right.
life. He was related to Pancho Villa. His
No
last
way!
name. I
How
swear,
cool is
I am
that?
not
That
lying
is so
to you.
cool.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
is
you
cool.
know, but he went to the revolution with him. So I don't know how
How
important
Martha
that is.
Pancho.
Yeah,
That's
that
very
is-
Well,
cool.
let's get a tea kettle for Pancho Villa.
Pancho Villa.
That's what we need with a little sombrero. and
Yeah.
There you no,
lid?
no.
How
sugar,
cute is that?
Sugar and creamer, and then have the little sombrero for the sugar
Yeah,
on top.
But you
of
know
it.
that
See?
Hitler thing, you're pouring water out of his ear if they're looking at it that way.
He's got,
But-
Oh, it's his hand. Oh,
So
I
what's
thought it was
the
his
big deal
ear.
with Hitler? He's freaking dead. For
Yeah,
God's
and you
sakes.
know what? And
Yeah.
rightfully so, and let him stay buried. I don't, people shouldn't even give the man any
have they ever
credence.
proved that he's
They've
dead?
just
I mean,
given-
have they? Did they?
Yes, I
they
think
did?
so. I think he and Eva Braun committed suicide. Am I
Okay.
correct?
I
Yeah,
just want to
they-
be sure he's not lurking around somewhere. You know,
No.
Yeah, no,
some
no,
like these
he-
people that stay hidden for.
Well, there's some people that still believe that Elvis Presley's alive.
He is.
He is. Seriously?
He came to sing
Did
at
you
my
see him?
restaurant, remember?
Did you see when all the people went to his gravesite that,
Yeah.
that he was looking through the window right
Yeah.
at them all? They
Oh,
showed the
my
picture.
God.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh, I can't believe you didn't see that.
Please.
You
I
have to send it to you.
believe
I
that
do know
he's
that.
dead.
I do know that they made a mistake and they spelt his middle name wrong. They put Aaron. Am I right? And it's Aron, or it's reversed
It's
On
Aaron.
his tombstone?
on his
Aaron.
tombstone. They made a
Elvis
mistake.
Aaron Presley.
Oh.
Yeah, very talented man. We got from Hitler to Elvis.
Wonderful
Yes,
voice.
yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Let's,
You
I'd
have
rather
to-
talk about Elvis than Hitler anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You
And there
have
are
to turn
people-
something bad
There are
into
people
something
that
good.
that believe that Paul McCartney is dead, and that is a stand-in for him. I don't think so.
Oh, jeez. That's what I'm talking
Urban
about.
legends.
The pulling,
Yeah.
pulling stuff and making stuff up. It only takes one person to say something, and everybody jumps on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Just like and it changes as it goes along. Just like the old game we used to play as kids. Telephone. You whisper in
Yeah,
someo's ear.
yeah, and by the time it gets around the
other person,
table,
It's
yeah.
so exaggerated,
Yes.
that
Yeah.
it's like
And
you go
social-
like, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Social
it's
media
like-
contributes a lot to that
Oh,
too. How
absolutely.
quickly things
yeah.
get.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one downfall, is that it contributes to the nasty part of.
But that's why they do it, to get ratings.
Of
Yeah.
course.
You
We're
know.
going to take a very short break, come back and wrap it up with these lovely
We're
ladies.
going to do
so stay with
something
us.
to get lots of ratings, so come back.
Ooh, yeah.
Just Between Us, a spontaneous, intuitive live television show with topics that are intended to inspire, delight, educate, and encourage.
It's the season for finding fresh, locally grown produce at the Amador Farmers Markets. Sunday in Jackson, Wednesday in Pine Grove, Thursday in Plymouth, and Saturdays in Sutter Creek.
welcome back. I almost choked on my mint. Welcome back. If you want to get a hold of us, we're at 223-4877, or you can fax us at 223-4866, or email us at bookme@tspntv.com. So there.
Yes, and please watch my show.
Watched on a show. It's absolutely magnificent. We've got a lot of good shows going on now. We've got your show. We've got Monique Out and About with Mike. And I think Heather does she does her show, and so we've got a lot of good things going on.
Yes.
We got
good changes.
margaritas with the coronita at Jose's.
What's a coronita?
So it's a margarita. Coronita is a Corona beer, but it's a
Okay.
little one, and then you put it upside down on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Put it upside
They're-
down in
they're
the
in
margarita.
the margarita. There's
And as you
Sounds
Yeah,
like those
yes.
Irish car bombs, you know.
Yeah.
they're-
Oh, God.
and I mean, they're very popular, but
Really?
you know, nobody serves them up here except me.
It's
I'm
a margarita with the
a
coronita.
tequila margarita, you know,
right.
and then you
And the
put
beer
in
upside
the
down
beer-
in it.
Yeah, it's got a holder, and you put it upside down. Oh, they are
Oh, really?
so good. I don't drink.
I'll split
but
one
I
with you
had to
because I'll
try-
be
I
on
had
the floor.
to try it.
Me too.
You know, because anything that I like is going to be a big seller because I'm very, very picky about everything that I
fun is
serve.
that?
Yeah.
And your food is the best. It is so
Oh,
good.
We
Thank
want to
you.
congratulate your granddaughter who's graduating tonight.
Karina.
Yes.
Karina
We want to say good
Fuentes.
morning to Nick this morning. Is your son watching?
Yeah, hi, Nick.
Hi, Nick.
No.
We want to say good morning to you. Come on down sometime and sit in on the show. And
Oh,
we
he
want-
would. Could you see him sitting right here? He'd
Sure.
be like,
No,
deer in the headlights. Actually, he's
He'll-
hilarious.
He'll be
He's
fine.
funny.
And we want to say good morning to Kyle, Jesse, all of you over in Afghanistan and wherever you are right now.
And all of our local.
All of our
people.
local, absolutely, all of our armed people and our armed forces.
And our
right now.
veterans right here in Amador County.
Yes,
Veterans,
yes.
yes.
And thank a veteran because it's important that they know that we still care. Ladies, school is out, so drive careful. Because
Dr. Donna.
Goofy
Dr.
mode.
Donna.
no, really, they'll ruin your car. It's like hitting a deer. So you got to be careful.
Today is Liam's last day of school. too.
Yeah, it's my nephew's last day.
Oh, how cute.
He lives with
He
us.
goes, I was jittering in my sleep last night, Aunt Donna.
Oh,
I'm so excited.
Liam is graduating from high school.
No, he's going into 6th grade.
Elementary.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, congratulations, Liam.
kisses to all my grandkids.